Maxim S by Maxim Sergeyevich Buzinov, generalization of Gaussian measure corresponding to finite sum of differential operators of fourth order.
Yes. I will consider the some generalization of Gauss measure that concerning with differential operators of even order. The same them was considered firstly by Krylov. We have some locally convex space and this space and E dash is a сопряженная joint space with E. On this space we have the following measure. The measure is a finite additive function, bounded function, only finite bounded function. And this function takes values, takes real values, only real values. Despite that, we have y cylindrical measure on local convex space E, such that every every restriction of this wide cylindrical measure to sigma algebra of finite subsets S is infinite additive. Счетно-аддитивная. Okay, and the Fourier transform of this measure is defined by this expression. We introduce the new measure named polynomial Gauss measure is E dash cylindrical measure if its Fourier transform has the same form, where P is a polynomial and B is a quadratical functional on E dash. Such functional is called correlation functional. We will examine the following equation. This equation was examined by Krylov more than 50 years ago when x is x is real line, and here examined only one member of this equation of different n. We have a fundamental solution of this equation denoting G, and Fourier transform of this function has the same form. On the step a subset on the subspace of step function as n, these functions has steps in points t0, tn, where t0 is 0 and tn is t. We have the following construction of cylindrical measure of any cylindrical set A, and defined by this form. And Fourier transform of this measure will be the following. And as we see, as one can see, introduced measure is a polynomial Gauss measure. We will consider the following construction of integral. Integral is a limit where difference by t стремится tends to 0, and if the limit exists, if the limit exists, one can define it like an integral. Now we consider the following Cauchy problem, where P is usually a polynomial from Laplace operator, and V is a potential. It's simply multiply V and U, and we denote this like L, and we have the following result. Our result is Feynman-Katz type formula for polynomial process, and this the process like a Brownian motion will be defined like Krylov process, named after the first scientist who considered the analog of the polynomial Gauss measure. In order to calculate some Krylov process properties, we have to calculate Feynman-Katz functionals. And for this calculating, we have a new techniques named Feynman formulas method. And this method allows us to approximate Feynman-Katz formulas, Feynman-Katz integrals of Feynman-Katz functionals, and this is an example of Feynman formulas of approximation to Feynman-Katz formula given below. So we have the following result. Semigroup that concerning with Cauchy problem may be represented as the following limit of simple expressions which consist from simple functions. And this approximation allow us to calculate the following result for Krylov process. This more слабый weak result was deduced by Krylov for one member of polynomial, but this result more strong, and the interest is the following. Its Arxenus law take place for Brownian motion and for polynomial of Laplace operator. It's the main result. There is a summary of proof. We consider the definition of first over time when our evolution system has only positive values on space, on time space from 0 to t, and this time is stochastic value, and the distribution of this value has the following law. According to definition of considering time, we have the following expression where in left on the one hand we have a Feynman-Katz type expression, and where f is our distribution of Krylov process property, and to Krylov used some some properties and some techniques from ordinary differential equations, but for polynomial case, this techniques is difficult, but our final formulas allow us to simply to calculate this law without ordinary differential equations techniques. That's all.
Let's have our speaker. Is there any questions to him? I have a question. What type of conversions in last formula 10?
L1 по интегрально.
Delta x.
Значит, this limit is considered in L1 and L2 spaces for fixed t, every fixed t.
Can you show the expression for LK, which is inside this?
Да, yes. This is
First state makes function for the. Thank you. I get answer. Is there any question yet? So we can thank our speaker again. Somehow